What the heck is wrong in Denver? And can this be fixed? Can it be fixed, guys? Jay, I'm gonna come to you first.
Man, that's a loaded question, Britt. There's a couple things. Number one, I think the expectations, right? Coming into the
Mhm.
season, a lot of people had this team, including myself, penciled in that like they were going to make a deep playoff run. Russell Wilson was all they needed, a quarterback away, all that kind of stuff. So I think the expectations, number one, and then obviously not meeting those is a big issue. Number two, Russell Wilson. I don't know what's wrong with him. Like he doesn't look like the same guy. I mean, he just looks out of sync. He just can't get it going. I don't know if he's hurt or if he just fell off a cliff. I don't know what's wrong with Russell Wilson. And then I think the third thing that really irks people, like when you're winning, you can get on the mic and use all those one-liners and cliches and go Hawks and all that kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
when you're losing, and it's almost like you can't read the room and you keep throwing out these one liners and I'm just working hard every day and all these little annoying sayings that make you
Yeah.
look fake or make you look irritating or make you look disingenuous. I just think that rubs people the wrong way. When you're winning, people are willing to overlook it. When you're losing, you almost look like you're making a fool of yourself. And that's kind of the irritation I think that a lot of these guys are starting to get with Russell Wilson. He's not playing well. The team is losing, but he just continues on. And maybe that's how he really is, but it doesn't feel authentic. And I think that's rubbing people the wrong way.
Yeah, I don't know because I love Russell Wilson. I
Yeah,
don't
I like
know.
him too.
I
Yep.
don't know what happened between the off season and the beginning of the season. I know he was hurt last year. He didn't play a whole lot, I think, due to that thumb injury he had. But it seemed like in the off season he was throwing right. His accuracy was on point. But it's like he's not clicking in this locker room. I really think it's from a leadership standpoint. He's just not clicking with these guys. And it's going to be interesting how this goes forward because they pay Russell Wilson a lot of money.
Yeah.
This is not some contract you could just jump out of.
Nope.
You paid him a lot of money. And my understanding, he even had maybe even have his own office. That might be a rumor, guys, but I'm just saying that's what I heard in the daggone in the building.
If he does, that's
Um,
part of the problem.
Yeah.
that is
Seriously.
that is part of the problem. But I can't put my finger on it because even when I watch the game, it is he's not that same Russell Wilson magic that we're used to seeing. He doesn't uh uh uh, uh he doesn't run as much or scramble. I don't want to say run. Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, they run, but he doesn't scramble as much outside the pocket to try to find the open receiver, give his guys more time. His accuracy hasn't been on point. He's not on the same wave with his receivers. It's just something's not clicking. They don't have the greatest offensive line. But the funny part is their defense plays very well. The offense is completely opposite of the defense. I think the defense is what third in the lead of points allowed, but the offense is dead last with only scoring at least about 14.6 a game, I believe it was. So I have no idea, and I don't even know where to start to fix it. Um, but I guess in my mind, unfortunately, the head coach has to go because he does make certain decisions on the play calls that you're just sitting back like that made no sense. And it has happened time and time again. And I know Russell Wilson has been in the league long enough to try to override the head coach, but maybe Russell Wilson's in a position saying, I'm a little new. I don't want to override the head coach just yet. But dude, something has to come on. Sierra, get your guy in shape here. Get your guy in shape here. All right. Okay, well, what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get a little bit more inside report on this next week when we get Brandon Cristal, who's a beat writer from the Denver Broncos. He'll give us some more insight. But from what I'm seeing and from what I'm hearing, is that Russell Wilson doesn't want to wear that wristband. There's a wristband that he's refusing to wear. He didn't wear it in Seattle at the latter part of his stint there, and he's not wearing it now. He just refuses to do that. And Pete Carroll had alluded to it and kind of mentioned it when Geno Smith was on his little hot streak there. He's saying, we have a guy that wants to wear the wristband. So, he said we have a guy that's listening to the coaching staff and is doing what we're asking him to do. It was praising Geno Smith, but at the same time, it was taking a shot at Russell Wilson as well, because he's doing the same thing in Denver. So basically, he's just out there playing backyard ball, in a sense, that schoolyard ball. Mm-hmm. Listen, you go down, make a right at the Cadillac, whatever the case may be, and I'll hit you. That's the type of ball it looks like Russell Wilson is playing, just drawing up stuff in the sand, if you will. And you mentioned it, Brett. They have a really good defense, and the defense is frustrated. We saw the defensive end get in his face, like, listen, we're tired of carrying this team. They're in each and every game that they play in. Each and every game they're just one possession away from winning the game. But for whatever reason, Russell Wilson is just we saw it in the beginning of the season. He's just not on the same page. It doesn't help that Jerry Jeudy's also and he's been injured for the majority of the season as well. Their number one receiver, and he just doesn't have any chemistry with Sutton. Zero chemistry with him. They just let go Melvin Gordon as well. He has some fumble issues there, so that doesn't help as well. But it all, from what I'm hearing on the outside, is that Russell Wilson is doing Russell Wilson type deal. He did his own thing. He's doing a Russell Wilson thing, and it's not taking too much to the liking of his teammates. Someone had to show him up, and I'm glad he did that. And Russell stood there like, I know. He's trying to play it off like, oh yeah, I hear you, but he's not listening to this guy. But so it's frustrating. It does trickle down, and eventually it's going to be frustrating. It's obviously frustrating for the defense, but it's going to be more frustrating with the offense right now, because it's kind of in the same boat with Aaron Rodgers, where he's just not on the same page with his receivers, and that's what ultimately what it comes down to.